As Caribbean caterers, we do lots of multicultural events. So, this is right up our alley.
First and foremost, I talk to the clients and I talk to their families. What's your expectation here? What are you looking to do? But even if I'm familiar with the client and their culture, I don't assume anything.
Now, one of the things we find, and I know that we depend on our coordinators to help us along with, is that when you are mixing cultures, then there
Mhm.
are some things that have to happen, don't have to happen, and then to sort of balance the two cultures. So tell me how you would go about helping your bridegroom and all the other vendors navigate the differences that we may have to do for this event.
Well, first and foremost, I talk to the clients and I talk to, their families. What's your expectation here? What are you looking to do? But even if I'm familiar with the client and their culture, right? I don't assume anything. I ask them what are their priorities, what's important to them, and then I relay that information to my team and to our fellow vendors so that we're all on the same page. Because on event day, we are one team, right? So we just want to make sure everything's aligned and so that we know what's going on, right? So I might say to a photographer, right, or a videographer, hey, we're going to need you for a long time, the whole day. So we need your entire daily rate, right? Versus 4 hours, 5 hours, because we just make everything clear so that we're on the same page. Catering and all of that, like what's expected. Maybe we have, hors d'oeuvres and then there's some snacks and then you have dinner and then you have like an after dinner snack or something. It's just a lot of different elements that people want to incorporate because they want to feel like maybe they're back home, right? Like when they're back home, they do X, Y, and Z, and they want to be able to do that here. Now, you can't do everything here. We can't stay till 4 a.m. But we can incorporate some of the elements into the celebration. And I want to make sure that we respect the vendors too. So we just explain what we're looking to do, how we want to have it planned out in terms of the timeline and expectations, and then relay that information. And I find when we do that, everyone's pleased and happy at the end. So, and then of course, we keep in communication with the entire team.
Fantastic. And so those are things that you mentioned are things that we
Mhm.
find in terms of doing catering,
Yeah.
blending the menus, especially if it's an American and a non-American, to sort of create the kind of menu that would serve everyone, that everybody can feel, leave the event saying, oh, that was a great meal, not I
Mhm.
couldn't eat half of the food and I didn't recognize half of the food and so on.